Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. MC-Mura here, and in today's video we're gonna check out the balance changes for Lucia in the final update for Street Fighter V. She is a character who have been struggling for a lot now, and let's see if what they did was enough to bring her into the viability region. And first change is her standing heavy kick. This is now harder to interrupt on startup but easier to whiff punish on a whiff. Make of it what you will. I think the move was already easy to whiff punish, to be honest, but you know, it is what it is. They extended the hurt box after startup. The next change is to her crouching light punch, and this one is a really big buff. They made it +4 instead of +3, and this is great because now she get to combo a target combo after it. This one is pretty interesting, and obviously if you are in the corner, this is good because you can switch side and put them in the corner. This one is pretty great. Also have a lot of other implications. For example, from a crouching light punch you only get to combo a medium kick DP. This did 145, but since it now combos into standing light punch, you do get a heavy DP, so you're doing a little bit more damage on that one. And because of the added frame of recovery, it also now is comboing into the fireball. So now, for example, you can do a combo like that, right, which is not bad, but I don't know if you want to do that. But there is some interesting follow-ups here, like you can get something like this maybe, right, mid-screen, almost 300 damage. That's pretty decent, and you do get some pressure after the sweep, so pretty good change all around. And this is even good on a counter hit, right, because on the regular hit you would be +5 previously, or like on the previous season in the counter hit you would be +5, so you had to combo into the mediums, but they are very stubby, right? The medium punch and the crouching medium punch are very stubby, but now you actually get a medium kick, right, and medium kick have more range, so now you do get this, which is pretty great, right? This is a lot better of a buff than what she had previously. The next change is to her target combo. This now is super cancelable. I mean, that's alright. It's an alright buff, not the biggest deal. The other change is to her Cyclone Spinner, which is now cancelled into Vtrigger 1. The EX Cyclone Spinner, this is the run V skill. If you're not sure what this is, it's this move. The EX was one of her better V-Trigger activations, right? It would leave you at a +3, so you would get a throw after or like a mix-up, and obviously if you happen to land the hit, this was +10, so you follow up with a combo. Pretty nice. Now they enabled you to do this with the regular non-EX version, which I think is pretty good, because Lucia is a character with a 3 bars V-Trigger. Her having to use an EX bar is too much to activate in my opinion, so this is pretty nice. And on block this is still plus, you're +5, and in throw range, so this is a pretty great V-Trigger activation. Now the EX Cyclone Spinner also got a buff in that it is now cancelable into the V-Trigger 2 special, and this is also pretty good, right? So you do this and now you cancel into the V-Trigger 2 special. Why is this good, Mura? Well, let's put 2 and 2 together. So jab, now on counter hit, combo into crushing medium kick, that combo into the EX Cyclone Spinner, and then you follow up with the V-Trigger 2 stuff. So yeah, pretty sick all around. This is almost 360 damage and 500 stun from 3 frame crouching jab interruption, so this is nice. Nubbing Needle, this is V skill 2. This now have 2 more active frames, which means it's easier to make it plus on block, and when you happen to do so, it is also more plus. I believe you can get this to be +4 now. I think this is the maximum. This one was +3, this one was +2. That's too close. Yeah, this one was +4, and you're in throw range, so this one is pretty good. Now they did decrease the pushback on block, so as you can see, when I land it to B+, I can like throw after. Oh my god, as I'm feeling miserably now. Yeah, I can get a throw after, and they improved its juggle properties, which is really good, because when you happen, for example, to like hit someone out of the air with it, like in juggles, you can follow up here, right? and you can get some follow-ups here, which is actually not bad. Even if you happen to raw hit someone with it in the out of the air, you will get some combos, which is fine, right? This is pretty nice. And next up, the EX1, they changed the properties. This is in Vtrigger 1. They changed the properties with V skill 2 so that it wall bounces here, so you do get a backup in this instant, right? Let me activate Vtrigger 2, or Vtrigger 1 I mean. And yeah, this bounce you can combo after it. So for example, you can go for an uppercut and this will juggle. This will allow her to do a lot of damage, so that one is pretty nice. Rough Chase can now be cancelled with Vtrigger 1. Rough Chase is the dash into shoulder, and the EX is like the dash into the elbow. This is this attack. Both of these can now be cancelled into Vtrigger 1. The EX version used to be able to, but now the regular one is cancelable as well. And this is good because also on Vtrigger activation, you are plus 17, so you get to combo here. This one is pretty significant because her meterless Vtrigger activations will whack. Like even on a fireball, she doesn't really get a dash up activation. That was always pretty weak. But now with Lucia, I mean, you can get something like this, activate and get some good damage, right? So that's pretty nice. The EX Rough Chase can now also be cancelled to tactical weapon. So the idea here is with Vtrigger 2, you can go for this. You go for the like elbow and cancel this into a Vtrigger 2. This is good because this will make this safe pretty much, right? The idea here is like maybe you are like desperately fishing with this and you made it safe, but you also can get some really cool combos out of this on hits, right? But I think the main idea is to make it safe. That is pretty nice. Other change is to the fire spinner, that is her Tatsu. Now this move is plus 2 on hit from 0. This means that when you use it to throw bait, you're gonna be plus 4. So you do get a target combo follow up here, which is nice. The medium fire spinner, this now knocks down. And that one is also pretty nice because it didn't really serve a purpose previously, but now you can go for medium into this knockdown. It's not the best, but that's pretty alright. The fire spinners, the EXs and the Vtrigger, they are now faster on startup. They are 4 frames faster, and this is pretty good because this will make them easier to use in juggles, in combos and all of that. You have seen the V skill into like the EX fire spinner, so it's gonna be easier, and obviously for throw bait purposes as well, it being faster is pretty nice. And next up, the hurricane spinner, that is the uppercut. They changed the recovery landed, they made it recover 2 frames faster. So this means that when you happen to like go for an uppercut, you have 2 more frames of advantage. Now on the medium version, you're plus 4 after a dash. On the light version, you are plus 4, and on the heavy version, you should be neutral. This is the heavy version, you're plus 4 still? That's great. So on the heavy version you are, I actually thought you were supposed to be neutral, but yeah, now you could be plus 4 on this knockdown, so that is actually really nice. Now she gets better OK out of her uppercuts. That one actually surprised me. I remember the heavy version being like -2 or something. Maybe I was tripping. Anyway, the Vtrigger 1 hurricane spinner. They have extended the hitbox of the first hit forward. So one of the issues with Lucia was that if the opponent happened to empty jump, her DP in Vtrigger was very prone to whiffing because it's very vertical. So what I'm showing you right now, this was one of her issues in Vtrigger, right? Because of how vertical the DP is, it was prone to whiffing. But they have extended the hitbox on the Vtrigger version to make it a better anti-air, right? The opponent can't empty jump it as easily. So that is a good change. Now they also changed her V skill. Now this move will do the full animation even on block. So when the opponent happens to block, she will complete the whole thing. It is -4 on block. This used to be -8, and that is pretty good. And they did kind of improve the whole thing, and they made it so that you can cancel it into critical art on the final hit. This is adding a little bit more damage to it, because previously she would just do the regular hit, and not the final one, but now you are getting a little bit more damage out of it. And tactical weapon, which is the Vtrigger 2 special, they have extended the range on that one, so it is gonna be more consistent in combos. Overall, she did get buffed. She did get buffed in many various ways, but is that enough? I think the biggest buff for me personally is the crouching light punch, crouching medium kick change. This one actually is really big because you do get a lot here and you are getting more damage out of everything. We'll have to wait and see. If you have enjoyed this video, please leave a like or a comment, it helps the channel so much. We'll be leaving a link to the Patreon, Discord, Twitter and Twitch pages in the description. Thank you very much for watching and stay safe.